Kali Linux, the heart of all hackers and cybersecurity professionals. Hello, cyber warriors. Welcome to the ultimate guides in the stepping up your cybersecurity journey. Today, we are diving into the latest version of Kali Linux, that is 2024.2. Whether you are already familiar with Kali or just starting out your hacking journey, this is the amazing tools, or you can say operating system, for anyone interested in the cybersecurity. Imagine a world where you can control the digital battleground, where you can uncover the vulnerability and protect network with the ease. It's a packed with the features and tools that help you understand and secure the network. In this video, I am going to take you through the every step downloading and installing Kali Linux 2024.2, making sure that you can set it up with a strong foundation without any hassle. So let's jump in and get started this exciting journey into the world of Kali Linux. Here I divided the entire installing process and setting up your hacking lab into simple 5 steps. First, simple download the Kali Linux. Obviously, if I want to set up, I require the Kali Linux setup. Then second, we'll use the virtualization software, like I told you here, VirtualBox. You can use VMware or other VM platform also, but generally for cybersecurity, I will suggest VirtualBox. Then, if we have VirtualBox or any other platform, we need to create the VM, virtual machine. In that virtual machine, you need to make sure that VM is matching the system requirement. What is that system required? I will guide you. Don't worry. As I told you, all step by step process with detail, without any hassle. Okay. Just attach the Kali ISO to the VM. That is our 4 step. And then our setup is ready to install. So in the 5th step, we'll start the virtual machine and we follow the installation steps. So let's start the download in background. First step of downloading. So you can just go to your browser. Here I have the Firefox, and you can go to the Kali official website, kali.org. It will load it, and here you can see in the front only download button is there. And in that you will find the two option, installer image and virtual machine. And not only two, right now we have lots of version. Okay. If you want something in more detail for this all difference, you can comment it below. We'll create a separate video for all difference, which setup for which device, which OS, Mac or Apple or Android mobile also we can use lots of things. But right now we'll continue with regular installation, which is mostly people using with computer and laptop. That is our installer image. So once you click there, you will come in this page. Okay, and here you can see Kali Linux 2024.2. By default, it's selected 64-bit, which is for Windows. Okay, you can select 32 also, but right now not suggested. It will run slow, and for Apple also separately. So whatever 64 which we require for Windows, and here you can see download button around 4 GB. So if I click here, it will start downloading process, and you can see here download started, but you can see bracket 1. Whenever you see this kind of thing means already file is there, and you can see here that same name file I already downloaded, so we can save that time. So I'm closing this, and let me just take you to the download folder. Here you can see that image I already have downloaded. Obviously 4 GB download we need to wait. Same, okay, 24.2. Then what is our second step? Virtualization software or VirtualBox. So again, go to the browser. You can go to the virtualbox.org. So you can see here, again here directly you have the download button VirtualBox 7.0. If you click here, it will take you to the download page. Then here we have different platform. For which platform you want to download VirtualBox? Again, we are going to use in Windows. So click this. If you have Mac or Linux, according you can click. I'm clicking here, and that will also start download. It will not take that much time because most of It's done. If I again open the folder, it will take me to the downloads. And you can see here, it's downloaded around 104 MB only. And that you need to install. Again, if you don't know how to install that and virtual machine version, you can comment it below. I can create separately video for that also. But right now our focus is Kali installation. So VirtualBox I already have, you can see here. That is already installed. Here we need to create a virtual machine. That is our third step. You can see create a VM, which need to match the configuration. So in this, you can click here new, and here you can give the name. I'm going to give the name as the version like Kali 2024.2. Okay. And here you can see the by default installation path. Keep it, there is no any issue. And here you need to select the ISO image, which you just downloaded for Kali. So click here, click on other, then it will take you to by default the download folder. And here we have that. Just open. And then what? Here, type Linux. And downside we have lots of different version. So this Kali, you need to remember that it is a Debian category. So in this, you need to just scroll up or down wherever you find the Debian N64. Okay. And you can see this logo also. By default, it is Ubuntu. Just for make sure if I select any Ubuntu, this kind of logo. And now again, let's make it Debian. In that also you have different version, but if you are not sure, then you can simply select Debian 64-bit. Then you can see here unattended install. This is a VirtualBox features where you can predefine the username password. So automatically it will install with that user, but that is not allowed by Kali, you can see. So we no need to use that. Then we have hardware. Here we need to understand the requirement. So let me take you to the slides. And third step, system requirement. So you can see here on the low end side, let's say if you are already aware with the Kali Linux and you know all the command and everything, you not require any graphical things, then only 128 MB RAM also enough. But recommended 512 MB and 2 GB disk space only. That means you can compare our nowadays mobile that also have more RAM and space compared to this. And that's why nowadays we can use Kali in mobile also. That video we can create separately if you want. Then on the higher end, let's say you are the beginner, you want to work something with graphical, then step by step you work with the command. Then you require this package, default XFE for desktop. Okay, Kali default meta package. This is the package which is allow you to use Kali in the graphical mode. If you want to use that, then at least 2 GB RAM with 20 GB disk space. Obviously, if it is a graphical things, then there is lots of media and other thing which will take a space. And this also what is a higher end, but not the expert level. Okay. Simply as a learner, let's say you just start the hacking journey. We don't know the Kali, you want to do small practicals, then it will okay. But if you're going to do some high level hacking practical as an experienced person, then I recommended at least 8 GB of RAM, and even more if it is a large web application you are going to use. Like here you can see I give the example when using resources intensive application such as a Bursuit, or if anyone have idea about Meltego or that kind of any other graphical tools, then you require more RAM. But any of these option is compatible to install Kali. It is just your requirement you need to decide. So with that, coming back to the setup, and here base memory, that is a RAM. Here I am going to configure not even the 8 GB, but let's say 16 GB. Why? Because this is, I just want to show the installation. So in that our process will running faster. Otherwise later we'll use only 4 GB, 2 GB is enough. Okay. Then processor. That I will keep it here for CPU. Again, it is a beginning thing, okay? I will not suggesting or telling that use this many RAM. That's why separately I have these notes for you. This is just we can do the installation faster, that's why. And then hard disk. Here I will suggest according the medium this at least 20 GB, or if I use again as a high level, then 80 GB. So storage is 80 GB. But here you can see VDI, virtual disk image, and pre-allocate full size. What this will do, this will, if you take, then right now on the spot, it will separate the 80 GB, whatever you give here, from your physical hard disk storage. In the other end, it will give the full speed, but reserve the storage. And suppose if you have lack of space, or if you don't want to reserve the 80 GB storage right now only, then no need to take this. So what happen in that case? It will only use that space whichever used by Kali installation, like 10, 20 GB according graphical things, and later whatever tools you install. Okay, and step by step will keep increasing the space, but maximum 80 GB. That is sometimes also known as a thin provision in the technical terms. If you not take this, then it is a thin provision. If you take this, then it is known as a thick provision. That is on the spot different the 80 GB. So as a normal student, I will suggest no need to click this. But suppose you have enough storage, okay, then I will suggest you can take this, which will separate the hard disk. Indirectly, somewhere it will affect on the speed. I don't need to separate right now. Okay, so I will not take this. Then use an external hard disk if you have that. Okay, this is radio button, any one of these three options. So obviously we're creating new. So I explain here. If you already have separate hard disk, you can click this and you need to give the path here that we don't have. It's a new, click here. And if you don't want to use hard disk right now, later, then you can click that. That is, we also will not require. And just finish. So you can see guys here, our virtual machine is ready. But now keep in mind, no need to start right now, okay? You need to also remember some other steps to run the Kali properly with the networking and other stuffs. Let me show you that. So you can click on setting, this kind of window open, okay? And here you can see name is okay, Linux or category is okay. Go to the advanced. This option will help you if you want something copy from the Kali virtual machine to your physical window or from your physical window to Kali, so that you can enable here like what? One side host to guest. Host means what? Your physical machine, and guest means virtual machine. So this will help what? From your machine to Kali, and this is from Kali to host and bidirectional. In there also two options you can see. Shared clipboard means what? Which you copy paste with the keyboard. And drag and drop means what? Which you drag with the mouse. So if you want that, you can keep it. Generally, I will not keep this because if I doing some extra experiment in the Kali with the hacking or bug bounty, then it will not affect my personal Windows computer. So disable. But if you want ease as a beginner, then you can enable this both option, bi-directional or other option, that is your choice. In both case same. Okay, then description or distance, that is not required. But another important thing is here system. In that you can see by default in the VirtualBox you will see as a floppy, which is very old terms. I don't know still why it is giving. So untick that and also make it down, no any priority. Then we have two options that is important and required. One is disk, second is hard disk. This disk is what attach the image. So right now as a beginner, this you need to keep it first. So your Kali will load from this CD. And second, hard disk. Okay. This step you can change also. First hard disk. Right now if our machine is empty, so it will not find the hard disk and it will go for second option, that is disk. So both will find. Okay, generally I will use this. So that what, once the installation done, again same time it will open from hard disk, not check the CD. Otherwise, I see my old students sometime they will keep this as a first, and then what? It will follow the installation step, installation done, then again computer restart, and again computer start from CD. That means what? Again installation steps. And student confused that, sir, why my installation not finishing? It will always asking this. So if you don't want to confuse on that, first hard disk, second this. In empty hard disk case, it will load from CD DVD. Once installation done, hard disks have the bootable things, it will boot from the hard disk. Then processor already we selected, so no need to change anything there. Then come to the networking stuff. And here make sure it is a net. Okay, so that what your virtual machine remain in separate network and your physical machine remain in separate network, and there are no communication which is giving the security. So that's it, guys. If you want that I want to use local connection for my experiment and also my colleague can use internet, then you can go to the adapter 2 and just tick this. So on that time your colleague have two LAN port, but that will discuss in separate labs once we start the actually Kali tools and hacking practical. Right now I'm just showing installation, so just okay. Now let's start. So for the first time it will take some time. And here you will see this kind of graphical screen. Now here generally people do sometime curiosity and click on install that I want to install. But keep in mind, this install will install the Kali Linux only command mode. If you want graphical things, choose the first option, graphical install. Enter. Then it is asking the normal common option like select a language. By default English, let it be, continue. Then you're asking your country. So it's if you are installing from different country, you can choose that. I'm in India, so select this. Then keyboard terms. So mostly every country have American English kind of keyboard, like a QWERTY keyboard. But if you have different, again, it is your choice. Here, continue. Now you can see here it is detecting all the installation media. Then it will load the installer component, detecting network, and then configure network. This step we change here where I explain the net and everything. So now here it's asking the host name. Okay, so host name, whatever you want to keep, that is your choice. Your name, Kali name, or anyone special name, whatever you like. So here I am giving, let's say, Hacker Kali and continue. Then domain name. This is required for the cybersecurity professional who are working in the company. They need to attach the domain name as a single user. If you want to do simple hacking practice or other practice, then keep it empty and continue. Then asking full name for the user. Keep in mind, guys, first before few seconds, what step we done, that is a host name, computer name. And this is username, like we have username, password, or email ID sometime. So username, whatever you want to give, in that also understand two kind of username. One is the user full name, which is like a human name. Like I have a Nikunj Gohil. You have your name in the Aadhaar card, one card. Okay, that name here, not the login name. Login name also comes next. So right now, full name, I'm just giving, let's say, NG. Continue. And now this is your username. Here, let's say I'm giving NG001. As you know, my social media profile everywhere, Nikunj Gohil 001. Continue. And asking for the password. So password right now I'm keeping simple. Let's say Kali at the 123. Continue. Now it will check all backend process for requirement like clock, time, disk, hard disk partition. Then here you can see You have four different options. Generally, as an expert, I will suggest manual, but for a beginner, you have this guided step where guided with the entire disk, guided with the LVM, and with encryption LVM. So for security, this is good, encrypted with LVM. But what is LVM? Let's say we have Windows computer, then we have C drive, D drive, that kind of different partition, which we known as a different drive. In the Linux, we known as a LVM, logical volume management. So that we have. So if you want different partition, you can use this and partition with encryption, then this. And for simple beginner, first option guided, use entire disk and continue. Then it will give the hard disk details, whatever you give the size during the creating virtual machine. Just continue. Then again, it will give the other detail that you want separate partition for this whole other directory. Now again, keep in mind, in the Linux, we don't have separated drive like C drive, D drive. We just have partition. Okay. That partition again look like a folder only in the Linux. Like you can see here, home folder, variable, temporary, that kind of other important things. Again, when I explain the Linux or other tools, we'll discuss there. So if you want all separate, third option. And if you want only home folder separately, generally home folder is used for user data and other system compute data in the variable or temporary, that is mix. Only user data remains separate than second option. While first option, you can see even Kali telling you recommended for new user, where all files in one single partition. So keep it as it is and continue. Then again, it will give the overview that, okay, this kind of option you selected. Do you want to finish and write this? Write means save this. Then it will tell the detail that this kind of partition going to create. Okay. Here you can see, I select the one partition, but still it is telling two options. So first is ext4, that is the extension for our regular storage where we can store the data. And second is a swap. Swap is generally using as a virtual memory. Nowadays, let's say if you have the latest mobile, in that you have the option like a virtual memory where we can use temporary storage as a RAM to increase the device speed. That same option here we have since multiple years, that is known as a swap partition. So this is going to create automatically by Kali. So if you want to agree, then click yes and continue. And now installation process started. Okay, this will take some time. So here is a video. I'm skipping your waiting part, and the time is depend on your hardware, what you given as a RAM and hard disk in your physical computer. I given temporary 16 GB RAM and 4 process. So if you want that capacity, then it is depend on your budget. Otherwise, with the simple thing also, you can install the Kali. So previous step done. And here it is giving you software selection. Like I told you in the beginning, some XFE. If you remember the slide, let me show you. Here you can see XFE 4 version here I mentioned, that is responsible for graphical things. So whatever default option selected here, you can keep as it is. Otherwise, you can remove this also. You can see it is a square box. That means optional. If you want, you can keep. So desktop environment we want. XFE Kali default desktop we want. Genome, it is your choice. If you are habituated with the, let's say, Red Hat kind of Linux or CentOS kind of Linux, you can use Genome and KDE Plasma. Then other collection of tools. Okay, you can see selecting this item has no effect. If you untick or tick, there is no issue. Because later when we see deeper practical with all tools of Kali, I will also show you how to install or uninstall. Then another top 10 most popular tools of Kali, another default recommended tool. So this all thing is there. If you want right now, fast forward my Kali Linux installation done, I will untick this. It will finish. But generally, I will suggest keep these default tools and top 10 tools. So with keeping these, let's continue. It will take few more time, but it is same. Let's say right now we do installation faster, and then we install tools manually with separate time. Or here, during the installation, we can wait. It is the same thing. So you can see it will retrieve all this file, not from internet, okay? It is from your that installed ISO file. So this also will take some time, you can see here. So this also I will fast forward. Okay guys, you can see here, after long process, installation process done, and then you have this small step which is asking for install the Grub bootloader. This is like a backup for troubleshooting. Let's say in the future when you are doing some experiment with Kali and in some practical, let's say, process with the booting, and there you do some experiment or maybe some mistake, then this Grub bootloader will help you to troubleshoot that booting process if your Linux not starting properly in that kind of stuff. So obviously we require this kind of backup and troubleshooting things. So keep it yes, and then just continue. So it is asking where you want to install the Grub bootloader. Obviously it is for backup. So generally recommended that if you have separately second hard disks or external hard disks, or let's say big size pen drive, USB sticks, whatever. So then you can select this enter drive manually and you need to select that. But in our case, we'll keep in our hard disks and then continue. It will take only a few seconds, and you can see finish the installation. So we'll check all the backend process that packet installed properly or not. You can see here, guys, now it is saying what? Please choose continue to reboot. So continue. And here you don't need to press any key. Otherwise, it will interrupt the booting process. Just wait for the login screen. Here also no need to do anything. Let's make it in center. And this is your first login screen. So we given the username ng001 and password. It will take few seconds for the first time. Then you can click here full screen and your Kali is ready with the full graphics. So here you can go through the different options and you can start utilizing the Kali. If you want it full video on the all tools of Kali, just comment it below. I will create separate video. Obviously in one video, entire Kali not possible. Okay, so hackers, it's time to unleash the power of Kali and transform your system into underground shelter of digital defense. If you want that extra learning from my side, you can comment it and suggest me the topic, whatever you are looking for. Right now, for this video, our installation is done. Thanks for watching.